Every 2027 Tundra you can buy is going to record you. Not metaphorically, literally. There's a camera built into the truck that's always watching the road, and almost nobody talks about it. That's thing number one. And it's not even the most important thing Toyota isn't telling you. By the end of this video, you're going to know why Toyota killed the engine that built this truck's reputation, why one specific version of the new Tundra might be the smartest purchase in the entire lineup, and why the company that convinced a generation of buyers it never had problems is currently living through one of its most public reliability headaches in years. Some of this is going to genuinely surprise you. Let's start with the small stuff because it builds to something much bigger. Toyota built a driver quarter into every 2027 Tundra as standard equipment, a dash cam capable of capturing 20-second clips automatically. On paper, that's a safety feature. In practice, it's a quiet admission that Toyota expects incidents to happen and wants documented proof when they do. Combine that with a 14-inch Toyota audio multimedia touchscreen, standard on every single trim, not gate-kept behind expensive packages, running on AT&T's 5G network with cloud-based voice recognition, and you start to see the real story here. Toyota isn't just updating tech. It's turning every Tundra into a connected device that reports back. That's not necessarily bad, but it's also not something you'll find highlighted in the brochure. And it's not even close to the biggest thing hiding in this truck. Here's something most Tundra owners don't fully understand about their own truck. The bed isn't steel. It's a sheet-molded composite, a fiberglass and resin material reinforced with aluminum cross members, first developed for the Tacoma back in 2005 and carried into the full-size Tundra starting in 2022. Toyota's pitch is straightforward. It resists dents, dings, and rust in ways steel simply can't. And in most independent demonstrations, that holds up, hammers bounce off it, and heavy equipment can be dropped in without leaving a mark. But owners on Toyota's own forums have documented a real weak point. Hit a very specific spot near the wheel well at the wrong angle, and that composite can crack instead of dent. It's not a common failure, but it's a genuine trade-off Toyota doesn't spend much time explaining. You're trading steel's predictable dent-and-live-with-it behavior for a material that's tougher almost everywhere, except the one place it isn't. Keep that idea in mind. A material that's stronger almost everywhere except one spot. Because we're about to see that exact pattern again, in a place that matters a lot more than a truck bed. 5 years ago, Toyota made a decision that still defines how people talk about this truck. It killed the naturally aspirated V8, the engine that built the modern Tundra's reputation for being unkillable, and replaced it entirely with twin turbocharged six-cylinder engines. One standard, one paired with a hybrid system. Toyota's reasoning made sense on a spec sheet. More torque, better efficiency, modern architecture built for where regulations were heading. What Toyota doesn't put front and center is what that decision actually cost the brand in trust. And that cost is still showing up right now in ways that directly affect the newest Tundra rolling off the line in 2027. When the redesigned Tundra launched for 2022, it started at $35,950. That number is worth remembering because Toyota's pricing strategy since then has moved in one direction only. Standard content keeps expanding. Bigger screens, more safety tag, better connectivity, and every one of those additions gets built into a base price that keeps climbing across the lineup. That's not a hidden conspiracy. It's just math Toyota would rather you focus on in terms of more value, not higher cost. Both framings are true at the same time. The base Tundra of today simply isn't the same financial commitment the base Tundra was a few years ago, and that's worth knowing before you walk onto a lot expecting 2019 pricing logic. Now here's where the story gets genuinely interesting, because it connects almost everything else in this video. For 2027, Toyota introduced a brand new Trailhunter package on the Tundra. Off-road suspension from Old Man Emu, all-terrain tires, a locking rear differential, real trail hardware. Nothing unusual there. Automakers add off-road packages constantly. Here's the detail Toyota doesn't emphasize. Trailhunter isn't built on Tundra's most expensive, most capable trim. It's built on the SR5, the volume grade, the one most regular buyers actually choose. That's a deliberate strategic decision. Toyota is trying to put real trail capability into the hands of buyers who are never going to spend flagship money in the first place. That's smart business. But it also means the Trailhunter's foundation is the exact tier of the lineup most exposed to something we haven't talked about yet. Something Toyota's press materials do not lead with. That twin-turbo V6 we mentioned a minute ago, the one that replaced the V8, has been the center of one of the more serious recall situations in recent Toyota history. Owners have reported sudden, sometimes dramatic loss of power, frequently while towing or under heavy load. Independent mechanics and tear-down specialists trace it back to a lubrication issue at the No. 1 main bearing, where manufacturing debris restricts oil flow and lets the crankshaft wear against the bearing surface far faster than it should. What started as a targeted recall expanded. Filings grew across multiple model years, and reporting has put the total number of affected trucks well into the hundreds of thousands once every expansion is counted. Toyota's fix, where damage is confirmed, is a full engine replacement at no cost to the owner. This is real, it's ongoing, and it's the last thing Toyota wants front and center on a launch day for a brand new trim. Would you trust this truck as a 10-year vehicle? Knowing that history? That's a fair question, and it deserves a fair answer, which is exactly what the next reveal gives you. Remember the hybrid system we mentioned back at the start of this video? The one paired with that same turbocharged V6 architecture, badged iForce Max? According to Toyota, and confirmed across the recall filings themselves, the iForce Max hybrid variant has been explicitly excluded from this recall. The official explanation is technical. The hybrid's electric motor keeps the vehicle drivable even if a mechanical fault develops, which reduces the safety risk that triggered the recall in the first place. That's the exact pattern we saw with the composite bed a few minutes ago, a design that's stronger almost everywhere except one specific spot. Except this time, Toyota built an entire powertrain variant that sidesteps the one weak spot completely. If Trailhunter buyers can option the hybrid iForce Max, something Toyota hasn't fully clarified across every trim yet, that engine choice isn't just about extra torque. It might be the version of this truck sitting furthest away from Toyota's biggest reliability headache. That's the kind of detail that changes which box you check on an order form, and almost nobody connects it back to the recall the way we just did. Here's the twist that should genuinely surprise you. Despite everything we just covered, Toyota was named Consumer Reports' most reliable automotive brand in its 2026 Automotive Report Card, published in December 2025. With the Tundra's own reliability score specifically cited as improved. That doesn't erase the recall. It's alongside it. Toyota is simultaneously running one of the more consequential engine recalls in the full-size truck segment, and topping the industry's most trusted reliability rankings. Both of those things are true at the same time, and reconciling them is genuinely more complicated than either headline makes it sound. Something else that rarely comes up when people talk about American-made trucks. The Tundra was the first full-size pickup truck ever built by a Japanese automaker in North America. Production started in Indiana back in 1999, before moving to Toyota's plant in San Antonio, Texas, where every Tundra has rolled off the line since 2008. Toyota doesn't lean into that story as hard as you'd expect from a company that usually loves talking about domestic manufacturing. Maybe because built in Texas by a Japanese company is a more complicated marketing message than either half of that sentence alone. And that brings us to the last thing Toyota isn't telling you, because it genuinely doesn't have a public answer yet. Full specifications and pricing for the 2027 Tundra are expected in fall 2026, with the truck reaching dealers in early 2027. Toyota has not yet confirmed the complete powertrain lineup available on the Trailhunter package specifically, which means the single most useful piece of information a buyer could have right now, whether the recall-proof hybrid engine is actually available in the truck built to rebuild Toyota's trust, is something even Toyota hasn't said out loud yet. So here's where all 10 of these pieces actually connect. Toyota is trying to fix a 5-year trust problem with new tech, new pricing, and a genuinely clever off-road package, while still finishing the sentence on the one-engine variant that might matter most to a cautious buyer. When Toyota does confirm that powertrain lineup, That announcement will tell you more about this company's next decade than anything in the press release headlines. What would it take for you to trust a Tundra again? Or is Consumer Reports' new ranking already proof that Toyota earned it back?